that is something this woman still sees in you. On your face right here today after you failed every question in this lie detector test. Stop talking and listen.
And I was like, well, he looked like you with them crazy eyes. I told him I need help with this child because Destiny don't have no money. But he did not do that. He blocked calls and everything.
He would give me $5, $10. They would walk a little bit down the aisle, you know, and hug, kiss. And
you saw your mother hug and kiss
I would
Mr.
just
Lewis.
be...
Who did your mother tell you this man was?
She just told me he was a friend.
Ms. Cousin steps up to the plate, swinging with allegations that Mr. Bell, the defendant, denies being the papa of her 7-month-old munchkin, Taquan, and has even ghosted her and her mom. They both nod vigorously to Judge Lake in agreement. Strap in, folks. It's just getting juicy.
Miss Cousin, you and your mother say you had no choice but to drag the defendant, Mr. Bell, into court today because you're fed up with his lies.
Yes,
he denies being the father of your 7-month-old son, Taquan, and has even gone to the extreme by blocking all contact with you.
Mr. Bell comes back with a curveball, countering Ms. Cousin's heavy accusations by claiming she's previously told him he's not the father of Taquan. He suggests she's using the baby drama to throw a wrench in his 6-year relationship with another woman. The plot thickens. Don't go anywhere.
That Miss Cousin has told you that you are not Juan's father and say she's trying to use this baby to bust up your 6-year relationship. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're confident that today's DNA results will get her out of your life for good.
Yes, Your Honor.
Miss Cousin, you say you're fed up with his lies.
Fed up with his lies because he a two-time liar.
Oh, snap. Did she just say that? Ms. Cousin's mother, Sharonica, jumps into the fray, calling Mr. Bell a 2-timing fibber for misleading her daughter about being single, revealing her detective work involved snooping through photos on another woman's phone. Buckle up. The roller coaster is heading to a loop.
I seen how her attitude changed.
Who did I sleep
I
with,
knew
you or
then
her?
that she was pregnant.
Who did I sleep with, you or her?
I met you at a relative house. You came to a relative house to pick her
don't know what
up
your child out here
one
doing, man.
weekend
Hold on,
with her bad.
Mr. Bell, hold on.
And you took her with you. You had your cousin in the car. You got out the car. You greet me.
Things are heating up. During a fiery exchange, Mr. Bell and Ms. Cousin's mother argue over who he truly had an affair while Judge Lake tries to keep the peace and get to the bottom of this lover's quarrel. Keep your eyes peeled. It's about to get even wilder.
She got in the car with you. She left with you for that whole weekend.
Miss Cousin, you're basically saying that Mr. Bell was a 2-timer. He had your daughter thinking he was in a relationship with her, but he was really in a relationship with somebody else?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that true, Mr. Bell?
We went out once, but that was it. A whole weekend? No. I had to get back to her.
You went out once, a whole weekend, yes. And then not only that, y'all had lunch together.
Can she let her daughter talk? She wasn't there.
Room.
Wait, there's more. Sharonica dishes out more dirt, explaining she found receipts for 2 lunch combos in her daughter's room, hinting that Mr. Bell and her daughter were more than just work buddies. Mr. Bell just shrugs it off. Oh, the drama. Stay tuned for the next scene.
I go in her room, I found receipts with 2 combos on it. I asked her what the combos for. She, for him and her.
2 combos
meal
for lunch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
If she's paying for it, of course I'm gonna take the food. She paying for it.
Listen, Destiny, I want to hear from you.
Let her talk.
So, Mr. Bell, first of all, I got this under control. I'm listening to the testimony. I'm going to get to you. They're the plaintiffs. They're bringing this action, so I want to know why. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Grab your popcorn. This is getting good. Ms. Cousin's mom shares the emotional and financial strain they've endured supporting Taquan all alone, emphasizing how it's messed with her daughter's life plans. It's a real tearjerker with a side of financial woe. What's next? More bombshells for sure.
And be a man and help take care of his son. Because me and my husband have been doing it for the last, buying milk, strollers, walkers, baby bed, car seat, everything. That take a toll on me. Destiny was on a good route. She graduated from job coat, high school diploma. I pushed that to the because I was not gonna let her give up on her education. Once she graduated, job coat gave her a job, somewhere to work.
You won't believe this twist. Judge Lake digs deeper into the one-night stand Mr. Bell admits to, questioning the logistics and whether protection was part of the equation, which he insists it was. Ms. Cousin disagrees right away. Oh, the anticipation. What will the DNA say?
I want you to take me back, because I want to hear your side. Now, you said, yeah, you ate the food because she was buying it. You said, yeah, you slept with her once.
Lie.
It only takes once. You know that, right?
No.
And so, what was the nature of the relationship in your mind?
I only seen her outside maybe twice. We was never together because I had to go home to her. I was staying with her.
Were you flirting with her at work?
Yeah.
Yes.
Seriously, Mr. Bell sticks to his guns, stubbornly denying fatherhood, blaming the rumor mill at work for the baby news. He's all about denying. Classic courtroom drama. But don't wander off. The truth serum, aka DNA results, is up next.
Are you denying the baby is yours?
Yes.
Because you have the girlfriend of 6 years, or because you truly believe this isn't your biological child?
Mine.
Why? Why do you doubt?
When she got pregnant, I found out she was pregnant through a manager at the job. He called me in the office, and I told him the same thing I'm telling her. It's not mine.
Why you lying?
No way. He didn't just say that. Destiny recounts the one and only time Mr. Bell dropped by to see Taquan, supposedly for a fatherly visit, but instead, he tried to score a hookup. Talk about awkward family visits. The tension is palpable. What will he say to that?
He said, would you have sex with me? I was like, no. He's like, what, you scared of your boyfriend? I said, I ain't scared of my boyfriend. My boyfriend ain't got nothing to do with it. And when he came, he had a flat tire. He asked to use my sister four-wayer to take the tire off. So my daddy was trying to help him. And when he came in to see Taquan, he said, oh, Taquan look like...
And I was like, well, he looked like you with them crazy eyes. I told him I need help with this child because Destiny don't have no money. But he did not do that. He blocked calls and everything.
Drum roll, please. The moment of truth arrives as the court reveals the DNA results.
It has been determined by this court. Jabel, you are the father.
Thank you, Lord Jesus. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You silent now?
The courtroom setting introduces a dramatic scene, kind of like the start of a reality show, but with legal jargon. The episode begins with formal introductions in the courtroom, sort of setting the stage for a legal drama. The case Lewis v. Scott is announced with all the gravity of a blockbuster premiere. The audience and participants greet each other formally, almost as if they're about to start a very polite tea party, but with a judge.
Please be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of Lewis versus Scott.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone.
The tension rises as Mr. Lewis steps up with a claim that could stir up a soap opera plot. He asserts his belief that he is the biological father of Crystal Scott, having been told so by her mother 35 years ago, despite not being present in her life like a character who pops up out of nowhere in season 2. Mr. Scott counters this claim by stating his constant presence in Crystal's life since her birth, emphasizing his legal marriage to her mother, basically playing the role of the steadfast day one character.
You say for 35 years you've always known you were Miss Scott's biological father, but circumstances kept you away. You claim the DNA results will prove you are Crystal Scott's dad. You claim you are Crystal's biological father. You were at her birth, raised her from day one, and are still legally married to her mother.
The courtroom listens intently as Crystal shares what sounds like a nostalgic episode from a family sitcom. Judge Lake questions Crystal about her knowledge of her paternity, turning the courtroom into a scene of a family drama series. Crystal reveals that she grew up believing Mr. Scott was her biological father, as her mother never indicated otherwise. She shares fond memories of their life together, making it sound like a highlight reel of a family vacation.
Were you told as a child that Mr. Lewis was your biological father?
Your Honor, my mom never told me that Mr. Lewis was my biological father. My dad here, he raised me. He taught me how to fish. We went on family vacation. That's one we were in Florida. Just last year, we were there for a family reunion, class reunion. He taught me what to expect from a man, hardworking.
This was your dad?
Amidst a quiet courtroom, Mr. Lewis recounts a hidden truth that feels like a plot twist in a novella. He details his long-term affair with Ms. Mother, acknowledging that it occurred while she was married to Mr. Scott. He describes the moment he was informed by Ms. Swatt's mother that Crystal was his child, which he believed due to the trust he had in her, narrating it as if it's the climactic point of a love triangle.
You had with Miss Scott's mother?
Well, Miss Scott and I had met, and we got into a relationship. We both, I was in love with her, and I believed she was in love with me. I was an unhappy man. She was an unhappy wife.
So you knew she was married?
I knew she was married.
And you said you were an unhappy man.
I was unhappy.
Were you an unhappy man or an unhappy husband?
I was an unhappy husband.
As Crystal speaks, the courtroom is enveloped in suspense, almost like the audience waiting for the next episode's teaser. Crystal recounts early childhood memories of meeting Mr. Lewis during outings with her mother, describing subtle interactions that hinted at a special connection between her mother and Mr. Lewis, though she was told he was just a friend. It's like she's recounting episodes from a mysterious kids show where the adults are always up to something.
When's the first time you remember meeting Mr. Lewis?
When I was little, I used to be up under my mom's tail all the time. Everywhere she went, I had to go. 5 years old, 6 years old. When she would say, let's go to the store, that's when we would go and meet Mr. Lewis in the store. When we would meet him, he would give me $5, $10. They would walk a little bit down the aisle, you know, and hug, kiss. And
You saw your mother hug and kiss
I would
Mr.
just
Lewis.
be.
Who did your mother tell you this man was?
She just told me he was a friend.
Crystal's confession brings a hush over the audience, like a dramatic pause in a season finale. The emotional weight of the situation is palpable as Crystal discusses the impact of her mother's recent admission of Mr. Lewis possibly being her father, leading to a deep internal conflict given her lifelong belief that Mr. Scott was her dad. It's like a moment from a coming-of-age film where the protagonist discovers a family secret.
So this is a 35-year-old mystery. And now you have to look at the man who you've believed all your life is your biological father. And now you have to have very real questions because your mother has finally, after 35 years, validated those questions.
And it hurts to think that he could not be my father.
Because you say he's your hero.
He is.
The judge probes deeper into the reasons behind Mr. Lewis's decisions, making it feel like an intense cross-examination scene from a legal drama. The judge inquires why Mr. Lewis did not pursue a relationship with Crystal, despite knowing he could be her father. Mr. Lewis explains his decision to stay away to avoid potential violent conflicts and legal issues, reflecting on the personal and relational complexities involved, adding layers to his character like a troubled anti-hero.
And once she told you definitively, this is your daughter, then where are you in this? Why are you not pursuing it? Why not that extra step?
We broke up, but that is true. And I thought about all those things that you're seeing right there. But then I also thought about the harm it would do. What it's gonna be, what's gonna come after that, you know? Are him and I gonna get into it? One of us go to graveyard, one of us go to prison.
Everyone holds their breath as the DNA results are revealed, turning the courtroom into a suspense thriller scene.
The biological father is Mr. Lewis.
You may be seated, says the judge, setting the stage for a courtroom showdown in the case of Walker versus Royal. Grab your popcorn, folks. This is going to be good.
You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is the case of Walker versus Royale.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone.
Cue the dramatic music. Hello, Your Honor. Hello. Mrs. Walker steps up with a story that sounds straight out of a soap opera about her late son Delante and his entangled paternity saga.
You say before your son Delante's tragic death, he had doubts that he had fathered the defendant's 1-year-old son, Delante Royal.
Brace yourselves. Ms. Walker lays it all out. She's here for the DNA results to find out if she can officially call her son Delante's child her grandson. It's like the Maury Show, but with more legalese.
You claim you need today's DNA results so you can embrace this child as your grandson. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm very sorry for your loss.
Ms. Royal fires back with confidence, claiming she's 100% sure Delante Sr. is the daddy. The courtroom's heating up, and we're here for the tea.
You claim that you are 100% positive that Ms. Walker's deceased son is the biological father of your child, and today's results will prove paternity.
Here comes a heart-wrencher. Ms. Walker talks about her son's tragic end and the lingering doubts he left behind about his little one's paternity. Pass the tissues, please.
My son left something behind with me, and that was his doubt. And I am here today to get the doubt taken care of. Her child, her son, I don't know if that's my grandchild or not. And it hurts. So I would love to embrace that child.
And I can tell.
Yeah.
I can see the tears in your eyes.
Yes.
That doubt is really eating away at you.
Me and my family, we love her son. We love him. But we just can't go all the way. We can't be 100% because we just don't know.
And the plot thickens. The pain of not knowing if the child is her grandson is clearly weighing on Ms. Walker, tearing at the heartstrings of everyone in the room. Stay tuned, because this emotional roller coaster isn't slowing down.
Yeah.
And we want to say he left a son.
Right.
But you said he left his doubt.
He left his doubt.
With you.
Yes.
And that is very hard for you to carry that.
It is. It's weighing on my shoulders, Your Honor. I have nothing but love. I want nothing but love to give to that child, but I can't give it.
The judge sees right through the tears. She acknowledges Ms. Walker's pain, emphasizing just how much these DNA results mean to the family. Just when you think it couldn't get more intense, it does.
So, Ms. Royal, you hear Ms. Walker express the fact that Delante, her deceased son, left behind doubt. You don't think there's any reason to doubt?
The reason why I say that, I have been completely loyal to him. There's no other person that can say, this may be my child.
Flashback to a dramatic morning. Ms. Walker recalls a big blowout over suspicious texts, which fueled Delante's doubts even further. The courtroom is more gripping than my last binge watch.
I am 100% sure that this is Delante's son.
I remember one day to fuel his doubts, they got in an argument. He seen text messages between her and the guy around the time when she conceived. And so he had doubts.
So tell me what happened that day.
So I go in there, I'm like, what's going on? You know, Mom, she's a H, she's this, she's that. She's about 3 months pregnant at this time. Cause she's heard text messages between her and this guy around the time she got pregnant.
The intrigue continues. We dive into a past argument full of jealousy and accusations, making everyone second guess what's true. Who needs reality TV when you have real-life courtroom drama? Ms. Royal defends her honor against the cheating claims, describing her own investigation into Delante's late-night antics. The drama, the intrigue, it's better than a detective series.
When he came in the house, I started going through his phone, which I didn't find anything. So after that, he caught me. Yes, he did. He said, if you think I'm cheating, you can get your stuff and leave. Well, I was trying to get my stuff and leave. I got my phone. He grabbed my phone to see who I was calling. It was an older dude. I called him my brother. He's just a person I looked up to also. I let him go through the messages. He called me Shorty. I had no problem with him calling me that because that's not nothing to me. I call this boy my brother. He's an older person.
Here's a scene straight from a movie, the birth of the baby, filled with joy, tears, and a whispered request for a DNA test. Talk about an emotional bombshell.
We're all in there, we're all happy. It was her family members. He embraced that child. He kissed the baby on the forehead and everything. She asked him, she said, Delante, do you want a test now?
Right in the hospital.
He laid his head on my shoulder. First he said, Mom, I think I'm gonna throw up when he see the baby. She asked him, did he want a DNA test? Seen her family members, he told her, no. Later on that day, he looked at me and Mom said, yes, I need a DNA test.
Oh.
Just when you thought it was all resolved, Delante drops a bomb by admitting he still has doubts. This isn't just a paternity case, it's a saga.
So, Miss Royal, did you know that he had gone to his mother and said, I really need a test?
No, Your Honor, because I asked him twice. I didn't care about the doubt.
So it's your testimony. The reason why I kept asking him, do you want one and do you want one, is because I knew it was his child.
I just know.
And so if you want one, let's get it so
let's
we can get it done.
You know,
why he didn't sign a birth certificate, Your Honor?
He didn't sign it because he didn't have his ID. When we kept telling him he was being irresponsible, that was not my fault.
Plot twist. The debate over why Delante didn't sign the birth certificate throws another curveball into the mix. This episode just keeps delivering shocks.
He would have signed that birth certificate if he had brought his ID?
Yes, Your Honor, I believe.
You just thought he was being irresponsible and he just forgot it. It was so much going on.
Yes.
When she stated that she was pregnant, for this baby to have your last name, you have to have an ID to sign the birth certificate to give that baby your last name. She was probably 2, 3, 4 months. So he had months. Time, nothing but time, to get this ID.
In a tear-jerking moment, we learn Delante passed away just 3 weeks after his son was born. The stakes are higher than ever as we wait for the DNA results to reveal the truth.
Did your son unfortunately pass away?
3 weeks.
Oh.
3 weeks.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So 3 weeks later?
Yes, 3 weeks later, Your Honor. I droned to him and Ladybug, because that's all I had left, you know. He was my oldest child, you know, but he was still my baby. So I needed that comfort.
So you say you were drawn to Ms. Royal?
Yes.
The moment of truth arrives with the DNA results.
The percentage of relatedness between Ms. Monique Walker and Delante Royal is 99.99%.
Period.
You are related.
Period.
The courtroom buzzes to life as the case of Brock versus Almanza is introduced, setting the stage for some serious daytime drama over paternity and possible cheating shenanigans.
Hello, Your Honor. This is a case of Brock versus Almanza.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good day, everyone. Mr. Brock, you claim you have been supporting Ms. Almanza's 2 children for the last 5 years.
Mr. Brock lays it all on the line. He's been the wallet for Ms. Almanza's 2 kids for the past 5 years, and now he's got doubts big enough to fill the courtroom. He's not just stopping at a paternity test. He wants a lie detector thrown into the mix to see if there's been any side action. Ms. Almanza, standing her ground, is confident that the DNA dance will show Mr. Brock is indeed the dad. Buckle up, because this is about to get bumpy.
You have petitioned the court requesting a paternity test to determine if you are the father of the children in question and the one she is currently carrying, as well as a lie detector test to determine if she has been cheating.
Ms. Almanza, you've also petitioned the court for a lie detector test, and you're confident that today's DNA results will prove that Mr. Brock is the father of your children.
Mr. Brock dives into a backstory that's more tangled than last year's Christmas lights. He recounts the early days of their relationship, which sounds more like a romantic game of musical chairs than a fairy tale. Apparently, the relationship started when both were rebounding, and just as he was about to exit another relationship. Hold on to your hats. This timeline is wild.
Well, basically, she laid up with somebody that was a mutual friend of ours, right? During that time, she ended up pregnant, and I ended up...
That was because we weren't in an exclusive relationship.
Oh, so friends are ball game when it's not exclusive?
And then, you know, technical difficulties, I ended up getting incarcerated. Well, during that time...
From technical difficulties?
Technical difficulties.
Ms. Almanza throws down the emotional gauntlet. She's not just upset, she's disgusted that Mr. Brock would question the paternity after all this time. And while they're still sharing a roof and a bed, this drama is thicker than a bowl of oatmeal on a cold morning, and it's just heating up.
It disgusts me because we're living together. We've been in a relationship. So, you know, if I'm having these babies, I'm not having them by myself or with anybody else. Despite of all of that, he's still the one that's messing around.
So let me get this straight. You're currently living together.
Yes.
You are obviously pregnant. And you just said he's still messing around?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. I'm pretty sure he is.
Before, so
Plot twist. Mr. Brock previously threw a paternity question mark into the mix, which had Ms. Almanza scrambling for legal support for the kiddo. She claims she was left out of the loop on the DNA test. Talk about a communication breakdown. This episode is serving up more twists than a pretzel factory.
He questioned paternity, and from what he tells me, they sent me a paper asking me to come in for the DNA test. I never got anything.
But
so this fueled your doubt?
Yeah. But I still took her word for it. She gave me a line like, I'm the father, so I wouldn't want to do that to you. I wouldn't want to put that kind of energy. You know what I'm saying? I already know that's how I can be.
You got a lot of little sayings. I got to keep up with you. You got a lot of little phrases now.
Here's where the emotional roller coaster hits a loop. The couple's relationship status, it's complicated. Mr. Brock labels it a roller coaster, which might be an understatement. Ms. Almanza accuses him of missing out on family time, painting a picture of a partner who's there, but not really there. Fasten your seatbelts. This ride isn't over yet.
We're like roommates.
It's a roller coaster.
It's a roller coaster ride. Okay. Ms. Almanza, what is the state of your relationship?
When it comes to him, I try to talk to him. At the same time, when it comes down to family time and things with my children, it's always me doing things. He's never involved. He was involved in my baby shower. He was there. So if he doesn't feel that he's the father, why was he there?
So that's a picture from your baby shower.
This is a picture from my baby shower. He was there.
And here come the DNA results. Drum roll, please.
Mr. Brock, you are the father. That is something this woman still sees in you. On your face right here today after you failed every question in this lie detector test. Stop talking and listen. You have a beautiful young woman that loves you despite your faults. She has pretty much been waiting on you to grow up, and it's time to be a man.